Thanks for joining us for Elko Live. Today, it is the day that we set aside to get caught up in Elko Senior and Active Lifestyle Center news. From the Terrace at Ruby View, it's Center Director Matt McCarty. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you so much, Lori. It's always good to be here. I appreciate your time, as always, and allowing us to come and visit with your audience and with our community.
Well, thank you. We know this program means a great deal. Look at the membership soaring with the Terrace at Ruby View and all the people that are contributing to the effort. Thank you so much for making yourself available so we can spread the good word about it.
Yes, ma'am. My pleasure.
So obviously we'll get started right away because there are some things we want to let folks know, especially about bingo, right? Some important changes?
Absolutely. There has been a change to the bingo schedule for this month only. Because of the Thanksgiving holiday, we have moved the Spring Creek bingo up, and it's tonight. So we did send out an all-call list that we can do through our system and let everyone know that we know attends bingo. That yes, we've moved it up. So Spring Creek Bingo is tonight, and that means that we're going to have two bingos this week because tomorrow night is the Elko Bingo. So best plan on doors opening at 5 o'clock in Elko. Game starts at 5:30. In Spring Creek, it's 5:30 and 6 when the game starts. But if you're there at 5, don't worry. You'll be able to get some food from the club, and if you want something to drink, you can get something to drink as well, and just wait for everybody else to show up. So bingo tonight in Spring Creek, bingo in Elko tomorrow night.
These are important fundraisers for the Terrace at Ruby View, and these are some serious bingo competitors.
That's right. Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I tell folks that if you want to win big money, because it's all cash payout. We give 50% of what we bring in. We give it back out in cash prizes. And so if you want to win more, come to Elko. But if you want to win, and if you're competitive and you're like, I beat you, then Spring Creek is the easier one to win on because it's a smaller room and we have fewer people out there.
All right, sounds great. Thanks again for reminding us. 2 chances at bingo in both Elko and Spring Creek. Spring Creek is tonight at the Spring Creek Association's boardroom there on Fairway Boulevard.
Yes, ma'am. I want to also talk about another fundraiser. It's our biggest fundraiser, and it's the Christmas Bazaar. It is just around the corner, 3 weeks away. It's crazy to think how quickly this calendar year is coming to an end. We have more than 70 vendors that we're going to have at the Christmas Bazaar. Most of them are return vendors, and so we're really excited about that. We're still waiting on a couple of payments and a couple of applications from just a few more, so we may need to still make some last-minute changes. But yeah, we've got it pretty well set, and we are so excited about this. And so this is going to be the 7th and 8th of December, and it's at the it's at the Convention Center, and it's in conjunction with the Festival of Trees. 2 independent events, but they happen to be held on the same weekend, and so we try to collaborate and we go from there. And so the kids will be able to see Santa Claus. The Convention Center has arranged for Santa Claus to come down and visit, so we're happy for that. And yeah, it's just going to be a good time. So we hope that folks can come out. If you've not already, like my wife, I think my wife has all of the Christmas shopping already done. I haven't even started my Christmas shopping. So
Laura, that's amazing.
She does. She is amazing, absolutely. And so if you are not like my wife, if you're still looking for Christmas gifts, or if you just are looking for those unique things, we try to focus very heavily on handcrafted or handmade items at the Christmas Bazaar. And this is the 38th Christmas Bazaar. It's getting up there. I'm not quite as old as the Cowboy Poetry, but it's just right behind them. And so, yeah, we're really excited about that.
It'll be a wonderful festive time there at the Elko Convention and Conference Center. As you said, 2 holiday events going on simultaneously, so you can take it all in. Festival of Trees there in the Conference Center, and then the Christmas Bazaar Saturday, December 7th, Sunday the 8th, and that will be at the Elko Convention Center side, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Absolutely.
right. So, and everybody that's contributed so far, I mean, the more the merrier. I'm sure you have a lot of really unique booths.
We do, yeah. In fact, I'm excited. We've got the metal pedals coming back to Elko. We've got a young lady that does hat burning, so that's gonna be pretty cool. We also have Dirty Dog Designs that's new coming in, and so yeah, we have a few. I wish I could go through all of them. We also have right in front, in fact, in the main lobby, we're going to have an old antique sleigh that's going to be out there that folks can get their pictures in. One of our board members, Marcia Davis, is bringing that in, and so we're really excited to see that. If you didn't try the artisanal cheese last time, we have a farm that's coming in out of Idaho that's bringing their cheese. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And then we have, of course, the favorites, 5C Indian Jewelry, and Kathy Anthony is going to be there with her handcrafted items, and the Urestes with their woodworking. So we're really excited to see all of that. And of course, the Sinisters with the Sunstone pottery. So among many others that I can't name all.
Well, that is quite a selection. And you do have all the booth space filled up? Or, I mean, is it too late, Matt, if someone listening says, "Oh, I'd love to do that"?
If someone's listening and they can fill in the last minute, we are anticipating, as it always happens, something happens, unfortunately, with an emergency that pops up and somebody has to pull out. We try to always fill that booth and then give a refund back to the person, because it's not necessarily their fault. And so we try not to be stingy and Grinch-like and keep their money and say, "Oh, sorry, you can't make it, but your money's ours still." So we do try to refund it if we can. And if there is someone that has handcrafted items that can fill in last minute, please, absolutely, email us at theterrace@elkoseniors.org. And there's an application on our website, which is elkoseniors.org. And you can fill that out and then email that into us and just say if there's a dropout, then they can, we can fill in quickly. Send us a few pictures of what it is that you have, and we can go from that. But yes, we are anticipating right now that we are 100% full, just trying to collect last minute payments and some applications. But otherwise, we're looking pretty good, and I'm glad that we can breathe easy.
That's fantastic, Matt. And again, it's a fun time, but it's really an intense fundraiser. I mean, this is important for people to know that all the money raised goes right back into the Terrace at Ruby View. It's like non-discretionary money, right? You can use it for whatever you need to.
Absolutely. And that's important because as anyone who's worked with nonprofits know, it's terrific when we have funders, when we have grantors that give us money. Oftentimes, though, they don't pay for the operation side. They pay for the program side or the project side. And that's great and it's needed, but that also means that sometimes money falls short on salaries. People say, "Oh, well, if you can't afford your salaries, maybe you're making too much." It's like, well, yeah, but at the same time, we pay for what we get. And we want to be able to pay for quality people to be able to deliver our meals, to make our meals, to greet our people, to answer our phones. And it does take money to be able to do that. But even simple things, keeping the lights on during the winter, keeping the fireplace going and the heat in the rooms, because our seniors want to come into a nice, warm, cozy spot, not something that, well, we can't afford the gas bill this month, so bring a coat.
Yeah, certainly. Oh, my goodness, Matt. Thanks for explaining again. So hopefully anyone listening, this gives you an in, too, and an opportunity because this is a perfect time of year to make contributions. In fact, there's a new opportunity to do that. Robert Howard, I think is his name. He made a presentation to County Commission last week and to City Council last night about the new giving machines that are going to be set up here in Elko.
Yes, this is an amazing opportunity. Elko, to my understanding, Elko is the smallest community that this giving machine has ever been put in at. And it's a worldwide item. It's a worldwide project, and it usually goes in large metropolitan areas. And so Elko has teamed up with Reno, and Reno will have it for a couple of weeks, and then Elko will get it for a couple of weeks. And there's actually 3 different machines. They're going to be in the Rayleigh Shopping Center, and it's like a vending machine. You walk up to it, but instead of perhaps selecting Diet Coca-Cola, you're going to see the Elko Senior Center and purchase a meal for a senior, whether it's home delivered or congregate, or maybe a pantry box for folks to be able to have some grocery supplemental, or perhaps something. I know that Great Basin College Foundation is on there, so perhaps being able to help a student in their MTC program purchase tools. All of these different items are available, and there are also some that are worldwide as well. You could purchase a goat for someone to be able to make a living off of. They can use the goat's milk to be able to make things. They can use the fur from the hair from the goat to be able to make things, and they can help to sustain themselves and their family with something as simple as a goat or some chickens. And so there's some really cool things that I'm really excited to see, and that kicks off. It starts selling on the 15th, and I think it's the 12th that we have the kickoff. It's a Friday. It's Friday the 13th, actually. So it's Friday the 13th for the kickoff, and then officially it goes, and that's kind of the soft kickoff. But they're going to have a big celebration, and I think they're going to have the Corliers out there and a number of other performances from folks all over the county. So please, come on out to the Raleigh Shopping Center on the 15th, and it's 2 p.m. And I just said the 15th again, and I'm sorry, the 13th, Friday the 13th. And it's at 2 p.m. is when that kickoff is going to be.
And that's December, of course.
Correct, December.
Yes. That is so exciting. And again, thanks to the charitable organization that has put this together. As you said, it's a worldwide initiative. I think it's, is it Share the Light? Is that the name of the?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, Share the Light, exactly. And it's a really cool concept. And if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to try to give them directions to where they can find more information. But if you typed in Share the Light or the Giving Machine on the internet, you should be able to find some information. And we are so pleased and honored to be one of the charity partners this year.
That's great, Matt. Matt McCarty is Executive Director of the Terrace at Ruby View, our senior and active lifestyle center, located at 1795 Ruby View Drive. And what a wonderful place to be during the holiday season. So I know you've got Corliers who they sing there every year during December.
They do, yeah. So we'll have our December luncheon will be on Thursday, as I look on the calendar again, Thursday the 19th of December will be our Christmas luncheon, and that's when the Corliers are going to be able to perform for us. It's a tradition that has gone back, I think, more than a decade, maybe even 2 decades, and it's terrific that we're able to be part of that. And I think we're one of the last performances for those young men and women.
Yeah, for seniors, it's especially sweet, and a lot of them have grandparents who are there in the audience, family members, so it's really nice. We're talking with Matt, of course, about various topics related to either this time of year or available. We know that you're going to be hosting some vaccination clinics, is that right?
We are, yes. So there's an organization called the Neighborhood Network of Northern Nevada. We refer to them as N4, and this is a really cool concept. They do many other things. It's a nonprofit, but really they're in the service side of things. And they have what they call kind of a volunteer bank. So perhaps I mow my neighbor's yard, and I get an hour of credit for mowing my neighbor's yard, and I don't charge my neighbor anything and just go from there. Well, then maybe I have a tax question or a CPA question. I can use that hour to go to a participating CPA or an accountant and ask those questions, and they donate in turn their hour, and maybe they then need banana bread, and the person that I mowed the lawn for spends their hour and gives banana bread back to the CPA. And so it's just this, or maybe it's not getting a banana bread, but maybe they want to learn how to make banana bread. And so the person whose lawn I mowed shows the CPA how to make banana bread. They in turn give me the tax help I need, and then I in turn mow the lawn. And so it's really cool because it's this bank that you put money in, and you're helping your neighbors and still getting help yourself. So that's just one of the many things that it is that they do. One of the other things that they do is partner with other agencies, and so they're coming up to do a vaccine clinic. It's only 2 vaccines. It's the COVID vaccine and it's the influenza vaccine. So it's the most recent iterations of both of those vaccines. Annually now there'll be an update on probably both of those vaccines, and so these are the newest versions of the vaccines. It's going to be on Monday the 25th of November at the Senior Center from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. if someone's interested, we do need to know in advance so that we can make sure we have enough vaccinations. So please call the senior center and get your name on the list. Following that vaccination, we're currently also taking an interest list in folks who might be interested in RSV, the respiratory illness vaccine. We also have tetanus and pneumonia, hepatitis B, shingles, those type of vaccines. If someone is interested in any of those, let us know. You can call us or you can stop by at the senior center and we'll put your name down on a list. We don't have a date for that yet. We're just trying to see how much interest is there. We want to be respectful of the professionals' times when they come out to administer the vaccines, of course the supply chain as well. And so we want to be respectful of that. So we're just trying to see how much interest is there still out there for which vaccines so that we can try to put them in, into an area that they can come up and get a good hot meal and at the same time get a vaccination and hopefully be protected.
775-738-3030. That's the number to call for the Terrace.
Absolutely.
Or elkoseniors.org can get you more information online. Now, someone might be wondering, are these going to be low cost or do you need to have insurance, Matt? Or what do you know about that?
Yeah, so it is designed specifically for the seniors. And so seniors should have their Medicare card. If they don't have Medicare and they have private insurance, then absolutely bring those. The intent is to hopefully have nothing out of pocket, particularly on the COVID and the influenza, but insurance is needed. So they do need to be able to bill back to insurance. And then for the other vaccinations that I said, those other 5, generally, if a senior has Medicare Part D, which is the prescription plan, then generally there is 0 copay on those 5 vaccines that I listed. I can't say it's across the board a blanket statement of it doesn't cost you anything. And if you have other insurance beyond Medicare, there may be some other costs, but we can certainly help you try to navigate that as well.
All right. That's just one of the many resources available, getting your vaccines in time for this season, and flu is going around already. So Monday, November 25th for the COVID-19 and the influenza vaccinations, but call to make sure you can reserve a vaccine.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're not necessarily taking appointments. We're just looking at making sure we have the right number of vaccinations for the people that are coming in.
All right. Thank you, Matt. Matt McCarty from the Terrace at Ruby View. Something really nice has come into the Terrace, and that is a gift of what's called it's not the giving machine, but it's the reading machine.
Yes. It's a really cool thing. And so it's this big magnifier. If you are familiar with the old Elko projectors that kind of went onto the wall in school, then this is something similar, only instead of projecting it on the wall, it actually has a screen that faces you. And I mean, it makes big letters. Anybody should be able to read off of this. You can really zoom in really close. And so we have that in our library, and it's going to stay in our library. So anybody that has a difficulty reading is welcome to come in and utilize the machine. But if you're if you're sight impaired as well, and even if you can't read at the largest levels, it will actually read to you. And so we can help you, and we can put the layout onto the page that you need, and then we push a button, and it basically takes a screenshot. And then it uses technology to read through that. And I'm not saying you're gonna hear it read like Sean Connery or I don't know, Bridget Bardot or somebody. It's not like it's gonna be that good. It's not a book on tape, but it will read it back to you. And this works for magazines, for books, for legal documents. If somebody has questions and wants to just know what it is that they have, or other things, I want to make sure that folks know it's not 100% private, but we can arrange for some more isolated times so that if you do need some privacy, we can provide that. But yeah, it's a wonderful gift. We are so thankful that we were able to receive this gift, and we're very appreciative of it, and we hope that it's utilized.
That's great. So it's the reading machine that's available to assist anyone, obviously. And it's available at the Terrace at Ruby View, and there's a special space set aside in the library. Matt, that's very cool.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So then we also want to make sure in the time that we have today that we talk about our Meals on Wheels program. And I would imagine you might get more folks taking advantage of that during these autumn and winter months when it's a little more difficult maybe for seniors to go outside.
Absolutely, and we do see that. We've rearranged our routes a few times, and we're always trying to find a way to be as efficient as possible. In town, we drive about 19 miles a day just delivering meals, and that's on 2 different routes. When we go out to Spring Creek, if we only have 1 vehicle, that truck is driving about 60 miles a day. And so we try to make it as efficient as possible so that we're able to deliver as many people as possible. And we do find that during the winter months, it's easier for folks to be able to have a meal delivered to them than to risk coming out in adverse weather. And so we do see that there are some folks that take advantage of that. We're still delivering to about 130 to 140 people a day, and we're thankful that we're able to do that. But we also want to make sure that folks know that we are available. We still have room in our Spring Creek routes, particularly when we have 2 trucks. We're down 1 truck right now, trying to just find out where the gremlin is that's in the truck that keeps giving us a little bit of heartache. But we have a 5th truck, so we have a fleet of 4 currently, and we have a 5th truck that's actually on order. The Ford Motor Company is building it or painting it or shipping it or whatever it is that they do, but it's there on order, and we're hoping to get it. I probably shouldn't have said painting it, because it's probably going to take another 5 or 6 months. We know that it takes a while to get these things, and it's a specialized truck that has the heating and cooling compartments on it. But anyways, I'm digressing. We'll get that truck, and then hopefully we'll be able to keep our 4 truck routes always going. And so we want to make sure that people know about that. But we also want to know, or we want people to know, that we do belong to the national Meals on Wheels program. It's Meals on Wheels America. We do belong to them. In that partnership, in that membership, we get some discounts, particularly through our food purveyor program. And so that is one of the reasons that we participate. And they help us, all Meals on Wheels programs across the country, in being an advocate for seniors, particularly in Congress. However, if you receive a letter from Meals on Wheels America, it does not benefit the Elko Senior Center directly. We're not trying to say don't give to Meals on Wheels America, but we want to make sure that folks know that if they are giving to Meals on Wheels America, which is a great organization, it does not directly impact the Senior Center in Elko. In fact, the direct benefit, or even the indirect benefit, is minuscule to what happens in Elko. So if you want to donate directly to the Meals on Wheels program for Elko, please contact the Senior Center, the Elko Senior Center, and we can help make those arrangements. I'm glad you brought that up, Matt, because there is a program in place, the Meal Supplement Endowment, and there's a memorial type program where you can remember someone or honor them, their legacy, their name, their contributions. Absolutely, and thank you for bringing that up. The point of this endowment is to be able to grow the endowment large enough that the interest that it generates will be able to keep our $3 suggested donation for congregate, or $3.50 for those that get their meals delivered. We want to keep that price there, and for hopefully forever, with the thought that the interest that's generated from this endowment can help supplement that. And so if you would like to honor someone, and in the newsletter, I misunderstood the direction, or not the direction, but the intent a little bit. It is to honor someone, but it can be both someone who's passed or someone who's still alive. This particular person, it was Lynn Boyd, a former director, a longtime director of the Senior Center, and she had said, hey, this might be an idea, and it was basically brought about because she said, I went to get somebody a Christmas or a birthday card, and she said, I had to spend $8 on a card by the time I purchased it and mailed it and everything else. She said, and I realized that I could instead, in their honor, perhaps make a gift to the Senior Center. And that's what we've created with this, is we knew that we had this need, and this was a perfect opportunity to be able to feed it. And it's small donations, and that's fine, because the intent is to grow it. And it's going to take time to grow it. We understand it's going to take time to grow it, and that's fine. But it will eventually get to that point where hopefully the interest that's being generated is enough to sustain our meal program.
Oh, that's great, Matt. And so people who want to contribute should reach out directly to the Terrace?
Absolutely. Reach out to us. You can call us at 775-738-3030 or stop by 1795 Ruby View Drive and just let us know what your intent is. As with most nonprofits, you can say, do whatever you want with it. You can say, put it only towards this program or put it only towards that program. And these instances, then we would, if anything in memoriam, we're going to try to start directing back to that endowment.
Thank you, Matt. And as we go into, obviously, we're in November, we're into this giving season. There are people looking for, to make charitable contributions that make a difference, and then they can get a receipt, and it helps with their taxes. They like to help direct their donations. Are there any particular needs, Matt? Is our Terrace, is our senior center doing well? Or are there? Could you use some support?
We can always use support, and I don't think that any nonprofit is ever going to say, no, we're fine, don't worry about us. We appreciate all of the support that we can get. With that said, I also don't want to make sound any alarms that, we're in dire straits. We have a very, very good board of directors. We have a very supportive staff, amazing volunteers, and so we are doing well. With that said, we are going into a new partnership with the Food Bank of Northern Nevada that is an unknown. We don't know what's going to happen to our pantry program. We requested about half of the money from the William N. Pennington Foundation that we had done previously, specifically because we knew we were going into a new partnership. And so there's an unknown there. We may be in a need for more cash infusion when we get to the end of the fiscal year or even halfway through the fiscal year for our food pantry program. And if we ever see that there is a sudden uptick in the number of seniors that we're serving, we simply wouldn't be able to have that sustainable. Our average income from the seniors is only about a third of what the cost of preparing those meals are. And so somebody said once, you just get more seniors and you're going to be fine. Well, we're not, because every senior that we get, we love them and we want them, but it's costs us. It's a loss every time we serve another meal, generally. And so we recognize that, and we're here. Let us worry about raising the funds, but as a community, there may be times where we reach out and say, we need some help, Elko County, so if you could help us, we'd appreciate it.
And it is important going into, again, this new year, new times, obviously, and people will be keeping an eye on things. And among the most astute are our senior citizens, and they care a great deal about their Medicare and their Social Security, Matt. So the Terrace at Ruby View is a great place for people to congregate and have these discussions. But our senior center is also very independent, right, Matt? I mean, we are supported locally.
We are supported locally. In fact, the largest portion of our budget comes from the local taxes that Elko County puts in towards all senior centers. And we are so thankful for that. We are also supported with state funding, which again is Nevada taxpayers that are paying for that. And then our third largest source of income is actually the William N. Pennington Foundation, a Nevada organization. So within Elko County and the state of Nevada, that's easily 95% of our income, and it is wonderful to see that type of support, to see the seniors that come in and want to pay perhaps $5 instead of $3 because they know that the person in front of them can't afford the $3. And so it's great to see that, and we're so thankful and blessed that we are as supported locally as we are.
So keep it up. And if you have an idea for a contribution, I know you get beef donations, you get gas donations. I mean, there are just so many incredible civic groups, Matt, individuals, families, and businesses that they may be giving quietly, but they're also contributing.
Absolutely. And again, we cannot thank them enough. For this holiday season, if you do have places that you'd like to give, or if you have questions about places to give, please feel free to give us a call. We are not going to say, give it all to us. We want to help direct where you are most interested in giving as well. And we try to use that position of trust to be able to help people to support the rest of the community, because we know without the community, we're not going to be as successful. And if you're an animal lover, then yes, maybe it does go to Animal House or Endless Possibilities or the Animal Shelter, or perhaps you have in your life struggled with homelessness. Let's help you through Fish or the Moses Project or other entities like that. So we want to help find the right things for folks, and if instead they say, you know what, no, my grandma loved Meals on Wheels and I want to come back to the center, then absolutely, we're happy to help you with that as well.
Well, Matt, thank you so much. That's why you really are such a terrific director of this organization. You're a wonderful collaborator. You know where the needs are, and you're going to help people to satisfy those contributions. Thank you.
We certainly try.
Yeah.
One more quick thing before we leave, because I failed to put it into the newsletter. I did mention turning back the clocks, but this is also a great time to make sure to check your smoke detectors. I didn't put that in the newsletter, and we want that just as a gentle reminder. If you need help checking the smoke detectors, then I believe the Elko Fire Department and Elko County Fire Protection District still can help with that. But give us a call at the center as well, and we can try to help somebody come over to your house and check the smoke detectors if you haven't checked it in a while.
That's right, your CO2 or smoke detectors. And there's nothing nicer than having the fire department come to your house to help you. They are so eager to do it, and it's just one of the great things about living here, Matt, is that we have these emergency services, and the firefighters will come in. They'll check, for safety things around your house. They'll change some of those light bulbs that you can't reach. They put in the smoke detectors like you talk about, and if you can't afford one, they have some agencies that have donated to them as well. So what a great place to live.
It is an amazing place to live, and I am so thankful to call it home.
Thank you, Matt. So for all the information that you need about all things senior or giving this time of year, call or stop by the Terrace at Ruby View, 1795 Ruby View Drive. And the number is 775-738-3030. ElkoSeniors.org is the website. Thanks again, Matt.
Thank you so much. A happy Thanksgiving, everyone.